Welcome to the Going Beyond podcast. Today with me is Austin Goh from London. Austin is a very experienced Wing Chun master and teacher, but also teaches mindful movement and has been very popular on Meerkat, one of the new streaming platforms. Welcome, Austin. Thanks for joining in.
Thank you for having me.
How is your day so
Yeah.
far?
Yeah, it's been busy.
Yeah.
I just had a couple of private lessons, and after the broadcast, we have 2 hours of classes preparing
Wow.
the student for the grading. We have a grading next week
Oh,
for
that's
most
great.
students. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great. Well, so I just recently read your memoir, which is very inspiring, and you have a quite amazing life stories with a lot of ups and downs and all kinds of life challenges that many people experience. And what was fascinating to me is that you overcame so many challenges in your life, starting at a young age, moving from Malaysia to England and having some health challenges and being attacked by moving to London and stuff like that. And but it also showed me that it's the things that you talk about defined you as a person and made you the person that you are today. So
Yeah.
what was interesting for me is like to find out what are the keys that helped you to overcome those challenges from the beginning.
Well, I think the most important human journey start from the day you grieve. So the day I was young, because we are brought up in a very close-knit community of family background, and my grandfather always tell me story about his challenges from China, where he lost everything, how you come to Malaysia and start over again, and how not to give up. So that sort of talking a story that I listened when I was 5 years old, when I was a young boy, 6 years old, and every evening, not every evening, weekend, my grandfather will send me some, tell stories about how he struggled, and we used to sit down and listen to him. I think from the beginning that my mind is quite focused, and I've learned to listen to people. And the key to success or key to be a great leader is to be a great listener. Unfortunately, in this day of age, not many people want to listen because of we are bombarded with information. So, if the key to success is to listen, and then pick up the things that you think that is suitable for you, rather to listen to everybody. So my success is not because I'm clever or I'm special. It's because I persist and I practice the thing that I love.
Okay.
And I have a vision that in 1973, that I have a vision that I would like to teach martial art all over the world, and to spread and just to, the other hand also help me to keep fit and healthy. That was my goal. Yeah.
So would you say that, I mean, your grandfather in this case acted kind of as a mentor to you, right? He told you the stories and then later on you also had a master that taught you all the Wing Chun and all the breathing practices and all of that. So is it important in this day and age to actually develop this relationship with a mentor? Because we try to find information in the internet, but it's not as impactful as really learning from an authentic person.
You were talking about fast forward to the 21st century nowadays, where everyone can be a mentor. A young man of 25 or 40 years can be a mentor. The word mentor is just someone who just gives you the information. You see, the relation. So when I had a relation with my grandfather and my family, so when before I came to England, we have the research. My grandfather helped me. Who are the people here? Who are the teacher here? The reason we go and learn from the Chinese, learn martial art is not to fight or go to the MMA or UFC. We just want to learn to be a better human being through practicing martial art. So in my time, there's not many true teacher. There's very few real teacher in the world. I mean, it's only when they become a teacher they're real, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
In my
yeah.
time, so it's not difficult. It's more difficult now where you have so many to choose from, and so that's a challenge.
Yeah.
So for me, we know exactly who my master is. So the reason I went to him because I was 17 years old. So maybe in the West, when you're 17, you're a man, right? In the East, in the 17, you're just a boy, a little boy, and we have. So the journey to be a older or successful human being is following somebody to ask him advice, not just on martial art, on the daily life basics of my struggle. So this sort of relationship will never happen now in the 21st century because the person who teaches you, not only that he wants you to be better, he wants you to be not just as better as a human being, but also physically, mentally, emotionally, and also financially. You see? So he'll show you the way. Well, nowadays, you just go to a seminar and the guy tells the same thing. I made my billions 20 years ago, but 20 years ago, his way of doing things were not adaptable in the 21st century now. So a lot of young people don't understand that. So they still, you know what I mean? So in other words, it's just a basic of making money. You know, everyone there to make money. It's understandable. There's nothing wrong with that. So there's not many people in the world that I have met until now, the share from the heart. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it totally makes sense. That totally makes sense.
Yeah, there's not many people in the world truly share from the heart. No doubt they have a lot of information and they speak a lot. I'm not saying that everybody is bad, right? But they do not, when you come to the crunch, they're not there.
So the real connection, the real transmission, the real authentic heart connection is missing. Is that what you're saying?
It's missing. The soul is missing. I mean, my master's is more than my father because every time I eat there, I sleep there. I was a poor student. I have no money, nothing. Right? I just work, school, I pay. So it was a struggle like any young student. But you have a hope. He gave you a hope of of getting better. So therefore, when you have a hope, then you have a vision. You see?
Yeah.
So when you hope that okay, well, I'll practice my martial art with him. One day I want to spread the art, whatever way. So you have a vision, So they give you a very what I call straight. You don't have a clear target ahead of your journey. That means you look in front of your journey, it's very clear. So most people are fighting as Sun Tzu said, you fight in the night, in the dark, you fail each time, right? So the master gave me switch on the light for me. I'm in the tunnel, in the tunnel, it's all dark.
Yeah.
And then there's a little light there. There's a little sparkle. I just follow the little sparkle. And that should be enough, right?
So he gave you basically acceptance and confidence, right? I mean, that's unconditional love.
Yeah, unconditional. Because like me, I teach my students unconditional. I don't hold back. I just teach them.
Yeah.
And if they say they're better than me, or they say, oh, I can do better than you, that's good luck to you in the 21st century. But at the end of the day, I taught you something. You see?
So what do you recommend young people to do if that's inherently hard to find, like those masters? How can they look and search for someone that has those qualities?
Come to my stream.
Well, that's why you're popular. I think that's also people can feel that. That's what attracted me to see. You can really see that you give it from an unconditional perspective, not asking anything in return. And I think that's pretty rare to find. That's pretty rare to find.
When you look at most teaching, I mean, I'm not so again. Look at me. I can do this. I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. And on the stream, the same thing. I can do this. I can do that. I can do that. But end of the day, what did I learn? Nothing, right?
Yeah.
I know you are great. So I try to break it down and you see, follow me, breathe in, and just follow me and do it very slow. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to give you my gift from my heart, right? Isn't it? I make sure that you get this, see? All right, even though you don't open your mouth, please open your mouth and take a spoonful. You see?
Yeah, I agree.
That is why a lot of people fail in teaching because it's very simple. People like Jesus, Buddha, Sansa, they're just normal human beings. They just do normal things, right? They just say, look, they just stand and say, look, what the world doing is wrong. It's pollution, it's bad. So the authority kill him, right?
Yeah.
So the human being is like that. It's always been like that for centuries and centuries and centuries. Things are very simple. But unfortunately, because of our quest for information and knowledge, we become ego. We become, of ourselves. We stop being human beings. We become very competitive. We have to win all the time. We cannot lose. Therefore, every action, there's always a consequences. So it's like karma. You see? So you are taught by many mentors. Go for it, Sasa. Work for it. Train very hard. It doesn't matter what happened, left or right. You focus, focus, focus. Very good. And you reach your goal. You don't care what happened to this or that. So when you turn around one day, you reach your goal, and you turn around, you lose your friend. You kill your friend because he tried to, you make your partner down, your family, because you're so focused on your thing, you don't give a damn about other people, you lose already. So there's the consequences. And when you reach the goal, there's also another price to pay, your health, mental state.
Yeah.
So everything is fair.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Life is fair. I always say that. But I can give you another way. I will help you another way. You can have your goal, but you also can have your health and your friendship. If you understand mindful breathing and just focus on your heart and understand your heart, breathe in and breathe out, feel your heart, and slowly you get compassion. When compassion comes along, you see it's like a flower. When the flower is surrounded by wonderful weather, nice wind, watery, and what people look after the flower, it blooms. So when the people walk past, they turn back, they smell. The flower sends this nice smell. You turn around. Why do you turn around? Because it smells cool, and you smell it. So you share the fragrance. So it's the same principle when you understand mindful breathing. You share it from your heart. People turn around and smell the flower. Wow, wonderful flower because nice, everything nice, right? So you too can have the beauty or have the success, but turn a little bit more compassion with people, a little bit more. So with that, you bring joy to yourself. That's how joy comes, and then happiness comes along. And even you're successful and you come home every day to a family of argument, fighting, or go to your company, you start shouting every time, the company will collapse. It doesn't mean how big it is. If empire can collapse,
We've seen it.
Colonial can collapse, if a dynasty can collapse, what is the company? What is a human being? Think about that. So that is the downfall of most human beings.
Well, it sounds very simple, but although so hard to do.
It is hard to do, but you just need to do your 10-second breathing every day, daily, every day. And one day you will realize it. I cannot give you that realization. It's not you understand? I'm here to share with you how I feel, how to achieve it. You see? It's like I tell the human being, many people, look, you are good in doing all your medication, you know all this, everything in the body. But end of the day, it's no matter what you eat, doesn't matter how you fix your body, if the air is polluted, you're wasting your time. Fix the air. Fix the air.
Fix the problem.
And people look, there was a big newspaper in London saying about 400,000 children are suffering from air pollution in London alone.
Wow.
And it's right in the front page, and everybody just look at it, you just throw it on the page as though nothing's happening. We humans like that.
There's no connection anymore. It's just focused on your.
Yes, you just focus. I'm going home now. I don't give a damn about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's true.
And we will pay the price. Take care of their health. Instead of 1 billion people, 300 million people take care of their health. And each one have one pill less. That's 300 million pill less a day. That's a lot of pill. And we will give, more time for the earth to heal, right? We're going to take more resources.
I like that way of thinking. Yeah,
but it doesn't matter what the politicians say, what everybody say. The government have to say, look, we all have to do that together. No way that science and technology can solve the whole world. It's impossible because the human race are still moving on forward, right?
That's right.
So all you have to do, tell the human race, look, my friend, if you want the children to breathe better, then, or whatever, cut down on the whatever, just a little bit. You're not going to kill everyone. I think the problem is the human race.
Yeah.
So and we can solve this very easily.
That's so when you speak, you talk a lot about mindful movement and mindful breathing. So can you explain a little bit more for our readers and listeners what that is, and also how does relate to? Let's wait until. So you talk about mindful movement and mindful breathing, and Can you explain to our listeners a little bit more what that is for people who don't or have never experienced it? And also, how does it relate to Wing Chun, which is more like the fighting-oriented
Yes.
part, and also Tai Chi or Qigong? I think there people might be confused or like to know the difference.
See, obviously, mindfulness or mindful breathing or mindful movement is the way the West expresses itself. In the East, it's breathing exercises, Qigong, or you call it Tai Chi or whatever movement. Nevertheless, end of the day, it's just to breathing. How can one learn to breathe, and how can one learn to exercise our breath? What is the importance of breathing? No doubt there are many ways of mindful breathing and techniques which have been involved through human being. So what I make it simple and accessible to people is just that when you want to release all anxiety, just breathe into your nose. There's a ha sound, releases all the anxiety. He, there's a he sound, releases all your emotion and all that. You see? Mm-hmm. So when you've done that 5 times or 10 times a day, then you can bring back the energy that you just lost, the fresh energy. So then you put the right hand on your heart and breathe into your nose and breathe out to your nose 10 times. And that will help you to bring back. So what happened is when I'm speaking to you now, when I'm walking, doing Kung Fu, Tai Chi, Qigong, whatever I do, running, go to work, I give energy away. Mm-hmm. I give energy away. Mm-hmm. And the heart is pumping blood around. You see?
Yeah, absolutely.
So now I just, when I finish, I just sit down. So everybody have no time. So do yourself, put your right hand on the heart and feel the warmth of your heart and breathe into your nose and breathe out through your mouth first 10 times. All right? And then breathe out. Then when you finish, breathe into your nose and breathe out through your nose 10 times. So you release and then you receive. So in other words, if the glass, when you have a cup that's dirty, you clean the cup. Then you wash water. So the body is, every day you go out, it's stressed and stressed, it's dirty. So clear it first, then bring back the fresh air. Mm-hmm. So the air is our survival. Without air, we are all die, right? Correct?
That's
so
correct.
That is why it doesn't matter what we do, it doesn't matter how we run, it doesn't matter how much sports we do, if the air is polluted, we are gone. So this is so simple, and we don't understand that. But we are all into so deep these names and nutrition and a vegetarian and these herbs and these tablets and this. We're into all these things. But at the end of the day, we are human beings. We all need to breathe, and we need to breathe good air. And if you don't do that, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you exercise. That's why we are stressed, we are anxiety, we are fear. That's why we have so many so-called diseases come through our body. Everything is stuck. It's in our body. It's like that. So there's no space for you to move. So you need to release it. So everyone comes to me 40 years ago. I tried it. Everybody said rubbish. 40 years ago, rubbish, rubbish. But I'm very focused. I said, no, this is a very important thing that a human being must know. If they don't know this human being, then we have a big problem.
Yeah.
Big issue in the problem because we are just consumed. So can you imagine you just consume? What's going to happen to you? Your heart is going to break. You're going to burst. Your kidney going to fail. Your liver going to fail. Whatever it is, it's going to happen. You need space. Every day you create, tightness into your body. You need to release that space.
How do we lose that connection? How does it happen that so many people don't breathe properly anymore? Is that because we're outwardly focused? Is that because we disconnect from our bodies? Or why would you say we have problems with the breathing?
We believe that science and technology will solve all our problems. We believe that there will be a magic pill. We believe that there will be a magic pill that make us live forever. They believe that we don't need to take all this food, natural food. We believe that the future, we get excited with new technology. We're excited when the human being go to Mars. You see? Yeah. So the problem is before you go to Mars, solve your problem first. Before you look after another human being, you look after yourself first.
Yeah.
And if you cannot look after yourself, how can you look after another human being?
Well, that's right.
So we always believe that we can do everything. So we are blinded by our ego, blinded by our so-called cleverness, blinded by our intelligence. So this is the human race. How long is, because if you are made of flesh and bone, and the machine, the machine can go on for 24 hours. Can you run for 24
No,
hours?
you can't.
Even the machine after 24 hours, the machine needs to rest, right? Correct?
That's correct.
So it's the same principle as the human body. So you cannot compare yourself with the machine.
I
If
agree.
so you're letting the machine control you now. You're in trouble.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, absolutely. I'm coming from a Tibetan Buddhist background, and one of my teachers who died 2 years ago always said machine mind. He was a Tibetan. He always said machine mind. Mind cannot be like a machine, but people think the mind can operate like a machine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equals something else, and that's in my understanding exactly what you're saying. We try to be machines like a technology, but we're not. We're like human beings.
We are human beings because you are playing with your mind, your brain, which is very soft, very, very, sensitive.
Yeah, yeah.
You see? It's like a little baby. And it moves a little bit here, it moves, and one day it would just collapse the jelly, right? That's what happened to many human beings. I'm 62 years old. I'm 62 years old. I could have died a long time ago, what I went through, all my training.
Yeah.
But because of this mindful breathing and everything, that saved my life. I still have joint pain here and there, but the reason I believe in this so powerfully that because of this breathing exercises that I practice day in and day out, have changed, made me into a better human being, physically, mentally, emotionally. And if you are not like that, how are you going to look after the world? How are you going to lead the world? How are you going to help people? You can't, right?
So that's basically the pillar for everything, right? The breathing, the mindful breathing, is the pillar for your success and for your health.
And yes, and do it in a very simple and practical way. You see, when I breathe in, not that everybody say use the mantra and everything. I say just focus on your breath. And when you focus on your breathing, on your breath, then everything will be cool because you just focus. The mind will, all this negativity will come down. We all have anxiety, fear, depression, ego, jealous. It's all in the human body. There's nothing wrong with that. Through mindful breathing, we learn to calm it down. We learn to put it aside. We all have that. It's part of our defense mechanism. It's part of being human being. And we know we all have it. But we don't want that. We are number one. We are the best. We are the better looking. We are taller. We are da. And we don't want to, I think you're a little bit short. We get upset, right? We're not happy what we are, right?
Yeah.
Therefore, it's just self-inflicted.
Yeah.
That's what Buddha say, it's suffering. You're suffering. We are born to suffer.
That's right.
So you create your own suffering. So the way to stop this suffering, breathing.
Yeah.
Sit down. Calm yourself down. Calm your heart down. Just do it once in a while. So I say do it for 10 seconds. It's not a lot to ask, but it's very powerful. If you practice it regularly, it's very, very, very powerful. You see?
That's true. I mean, it's interesting that you say that because there was some research coming out from the MIT, a woman called Liz Stone. She came up with this term called email apnea. And she found out that when people check their emails, they stop breathing. They hold because they're afraid or something exciting might come up, so they stop breathing and their oxygen to the brain is deprived. So it totally corresponds with what you've been saying,
Yeah, because you're scared.
Yeah.
That, for me, if you are mindful, you don't worry.
Yeah.
Yes or no.
Yeah.
You just flow with
flow through it.
Yeah, it's like the way you flow with the universe. You guys are going against the universe.
Yeah.
You're swimming against the tide. How long you gonna struggle? Yeah. I flow with the tide. I don't struggle. Hopefully I can live much longer than most people. Right?
Yeah.
If you struggle every day, every second, you're gonna lose a lot of energy. And that's why, you see?
Yeah, I agree. So how does, as I said, I come from a Buddhist meditation perspective where I learned sitting meditation, right? So how does the movement meditation and the mindful movement that you teach, does it support it? Is it different, or is it just another form? How would you separate or distinguish it?
It's very simple. When you prepare for your meditation, the first, you prepare to release all your negativity to breathing, ha, and he through your mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you prepare your body, stretching, open up all the channels and meridian. The channels are the journey, the path, the meridian are the points. Through stretching, after you've done your release, stretching, okay? So once you've done these two, then you do your mindful movement. It can be very simple, lifting your hands up and left and right. And in the olden days, they used Tai Chi, which is very complicated. We don't want to go to that. So we just want a simple thing.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay? And maybe lift the hands up for about 1 minute. So what we do by moving the hand, we're sending the energy, the oxygen to every part of the body. So the body is ready for the mind, for the brain. You see, you're preparing like you prepare the ground before the harvest, before the rain comes, to prepare the ground. You see, now about the brain, then you can stand up or sit down, put your right hand to connect your heart, close your eyes, and breathe into your nose. This time you breathe into your nose and breathe out through your nose. This is to harness it. I mean, you bring back fresh energy. Does it make sense?
That makes
bring back the
sense.
fresh oxygen. Because if your body are not in good shape, if the ground is not in good shape, it doesn't matter how much rain goes down, how much it doesn't grow.
You cannot, yeah.
So so that is the problem with a lot of meditation. They don't prepare the body, and no one can sit down for 1 hour and close their eyes and meditate. That's virtually not possible, right?
Yeah.
So, but if you can do it in 10 seconds, that 10 seconds you breathe in slowly and breathe out slowly through your nose. Just focus on your breath, and that 10 seconds is really enough to switch off your brain. That's it.
Yeah.
Because of the breath. Now that is really enough to calm your mind. And it's very powerful because during the meditation set, like Buddha, he went through all these ascetics, go through all the extreme, hurt his body for 7 years. It doesn't work. It really doesn't work.
Yeah, he got enlightened once he changed that, right? Once it was not that part of himself.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
And he left. He starved himself. We do all these exercises like we do now.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
doesn't
of
work.
course.
Buddha said it
Diet
doesn't
and all
work.
of it, yeah.
Then we walk along and we found a musician fixing the string. He said, "What are you doing?" "I'm trying to tune my guitar, the 5-string here." And the guy, I'm tuning it. I'm focusing it. He focused into tuning. Each string has its own vibration, right?
Yeah.
A sound. Same like our organs. Each part organs have our own vibration and sound, right? So, what then? After then, how can I, play a night? I say, my friend, if it's too loose, you can't play anything. If it's too tight, it's going to break.
That's right.
So, what is the best way? The guy said the middle way.
The middle way.
In the middle way. That means, so he realized, I don't need to force myself. I sit down, relax, put my hand there, breathe in and breathe out. As though nothing's going to happen. Normal. That's how you achieve his enlightenment. Not the minute he lives in enlightenment. Like every one of you, me, can do that. Can be calm. Not only him can do it.
Yeah.
Anyone can do that.
Yeah, that's right.
So the reason we use it in the 21st century because we are stressed, we are strained, we couldn't, you see? So we use that. So I'm trying to revolutionize the way of breathing. Look, you don't have
I like that.
You don't have to stand there and do all these things and sit down there for 45 minutes. No. Just do your little bit vibration, breathe out, release some of the bad air, and then sit down. 10 seconds, you feel better.
Yeah.
And has been proven for the last 4 months.
I agree.
And for the last 30 years, a lot of people have tried. Not only they feel better, they're healthier, they're less stressed, they're sick much less. Already, a lot of benefit to this just basic understanding, I give them a clear path. Like, look, this is how you do. Don't change the path. Yeah. This is how you do it, and that's it.
It sounds like it will create a foundation for that person to have an anchor for their health and their happiness.
That's it.
Yeah.
And if you have the health, you will have happiness, you have joy, you have everything, right?
Yeah.
Then you can have success who comes along. You see?
Because that's success in itself. Yeah.
Yeah, there is success, depending on how you say. If you think about maturity, it also comes along.
Yeah.
You see? Right? Because you're healthy, you're calm, you're kind, you're compassionate. People will come to me, like you come, people come to me. People are Austin, because people realize you're speaking sense. You're calm. You're doing things. You're sharing. You're helping, and success will come. People will come to you. Please take this. Please, no.
Yeah.
You see, if you think of just yourself, then nothing's going to happen. You just keep on taking, plus and plus is equal minus. You will lose everything.
Yeah.
You got to give, but giving the right way, not just give. Give from your heart and give the true way. Don't just give any way, because in the West you guys say, "Oh, he's different. He teach me different." My friend, breathing and breathe out is no different.
No. Yeah.
Right?
Nothing special, but so powerful.
Yeah. There must be a right and a wrong.
Yeah.
Right? You must find the middle way, right?
That's right.
So you must find that the way that's suitable for everybody. The breathing is everybody need to do that.
Otherwise we die. That's right.
Thank you very much. Cute.
Yeah.
I won't be. That's why for me the air is so important.
Yeah.
And obviously the water. If the air is nice and clean, the water hopefully will be better. So we are living in a world of technology and science. We are creating every day new machine, new things, but we are actually destroying our own home at the same time.
Yeah.
Is that worth it? Then the human being have to decide. It's not my decision. I'm just a little guy, spread a little bit news everywhere, right?
Yeah. The awareness, I think the awareness is lacking. The people, because maybe they don't breathe, because in my opinion, breathing also brings awareness to make conscious choices, right? To make conscious decisions.
Yeah, that's why we have war. We have everything.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
all the emperor, all the leaders are not compassion, is it?
Yeah.
They are not. They don't understand, humanity. They're not even mindful. So how are they going to run the country? It's not possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not possible. So that is what happened to our world now, in companies. And look at all the corporations. It's all about themselves and the money and everything. Every one of them, right?
It's about power. It's about power.
It's about power. Why do you need power? Well, the very good thing, the thing that I have learned 30 years ago when I was in Africa, I did some charity. There was a group of young kids, 7-year-old kids, about 50 of them. And what we did, we put a lot of sweets in the middle they have a compound in a village. We put a lot of sweets on the table. And I said, whoever run, I get the most sweet. None of them run. None of them do anything. They just hold their hand and went straight towards the table and share the sweets. So I said,
Wow.
what are you doing?
Wow.
They were so powerful. I said, what are you doing? The kids say, look, how can I'm happy if my friend is sad? If I get the sweet, I don't give my friend, it's sad. So they are taught to share because the village. So you have lost that. I look at my friend, you feel ashamed of yourself. What have you done to the world?
Wow.
Why are we behaving like that?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a powerful story.
It's very powerful.
Yeah.
It's very, very powerful. I mean, I was like in tears, shit,
Yeah.
How could that happen? What have you lost? Even I wasn't that deep.
Yeah.
And a kid that taught me. I've changed since that day.
Yeah.
So that is why we have lost that. And if you do not learn that and share that, not only we're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper, the next generation, how many generations? 100 years we have ruined the world. 100 years. This world has been here for billions of years. A billion years, maybe 10 million or 100 million years. 100 years the human have ruined it.
Wow.
Think about it. 100 years.
That's worthwhile to teach it. That's worthwhile to have a little mindfulness that can change a lot.
Just 100 years, my friend. It's not long. How many generations? Okay, I said 200 years then. 2 generations.
Yeah.
That's not long, but this world has been before humanity at least 100 million, 10 million years ago, right?
Yeah.
What have you done?
Yeah. Sad. It's sad to look at that in this way.
Yeah, it's very sad, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's very, very sad. But that's life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like you're right. The ego is the problem. Like if you like just egotistical about your own well-being and your own gain, I think it's very hard, and we lose the sight of other people's happiness too. And connecting to that capacity is very, very important. But not only few people teach it. I see the same thing.
Very few people.
And then people get sick. I mean, in America, mental sickness is so strong. I think over 30% of Americans take psychopharmaca because they're not happy, and that's even that's just sad. So I have a question about that because you also do like energy treatment and healing treatment, right?
Yes.
And I think
I do
that's
sometimes. Yeah.
yeah. So is that? I mean, what is it, and how, did you learn that, or you have the natural gift to do that, or?
No, you have to learn it. You have to learn the points, the pressure point. It's the same principle in natural energy. No doubt, I've gained so much energy in my body. I don't want to give away my life force, but only we do it because sometimes some people need it.
Yeah.
But it's the same principle. You cannot just go to somebody and put a hand there and heal. No, it's not possible. First, it's the same thing. If you have a swollen gland, I need to find a way to send the energy in to reduce the swollen gland. Once the swollen gland is been reduced, depends on that 40 minutes, depends 3 or 4 times. It's not just so simple. And then once that's done, then I will find a way to adjust the whole body, the 5 organs, and make sure they all work together. Then once that's done, then the healing will start. So it's a very long process, but it's very natural. So I have the ability to put my hand there and with, I mean, you got the people with fibroids, people with many things, I help them. I've helped them a lot, and they have, with tremendous result. But because I've trained my body and my mind, so when I put my hand there or my finger towards somebody points, my mind would send a message from it to my mind. So the image will form my mind. And I know where it's a pain and everything. So I know exactly where it is. But unfortunately, this takes years and years and years and years of training to be the master, to be that level. Understand? So no one can go and come back with 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that.
So that is why very, very hard to find people who truly can understand what's energy treatment. You see, that's why the science will not accept that. But you can, anyone through breathing this to the vibration and the releasing, within 3 months, wherever they suffer, they will start to feel better.
I see.
And that is the amazing thing about this mindful movement and mindful breathing techniques that I teach us.
So if people look or read up on you, I mean, they can see pretty amazing things. In your earlier days, you were like once called the Iron Man, Iron Man, and I looked up some of your videos where you were breaking 15 cement bricks and stuff like that. So it seems like you transformed that energy now into more like a healing energy that you had back then, right? I mean, so how does someone can develop such an amazing strength?
When you are young, you are more into physical.
Yeah.
So I've done all the physical part. It's part of my journey.
Yeah.
The first 60 years is a yang journey. The journey of confusion, confuse everything, do many things, physical, everything. If you can pass it, go to sex.
If you survive.
If you can survive because of your madness, right?
Yeah.
But if you have a good mental, a good sifu, because a good teacher, then you have a good chance.
Yeah.
If you have a bad teacher, then I'm sorry, right? Then the next 60 years, already my journey is done. Is to maintain, bring back all this lost energy. So if I could live for another 60 years, that's how I'm going to do. Breathing exercises, physical and internal. As you say, go back to the journey together now. 50 physical, 50 soft, 50 physical body, 50 energy body, and crew together. And that becomes my next journey.
Yeah.
To maintain it. So I don't need to build my muscles anymore. I don't need to build my bones anymore. It's there. Now it's just to maintain it. So the first 10 years is breathing and release all those, pain that I had over the last 60 years. So then my body will start to rejuvenate. You see, they will rejuvenate. That means, in other words, your bones and your muscles and your cells and your blood will start to refresh, rejuvenate. So the more you breathe, you get more fresh blood in the body. The more you release all the, you can't release it all in one day. In time comes, you release all the last 60 years of negativity, whatever you call it, out of the body. So that's my next journey. So my next journey is just to breathe and release and do all these things. And obviously, I also do some physical, like press up and all that stuff,
So more like sustain and bring back the energy. And
yes. So the more I bring back, the more my body will start to rejuvenate. My organs will rejuvenate. My kidney, my heart has been going on for the last 60 years. It's a long time.
Wow.
You see?
Yeah,
That's why
that makes sense.
most humans, when they reach 50, they just start
They go
sick.
down. They go down.
Or 40, yeah.
Yeah, even 40.
Right.
I mean, you burn out. We burn out too early.
It's called burnout, yeah.
Yeah,
So you need to find a way to rejuvenate the burnout. You see?
No, but we forget about that. We forget about it. As what we discussed before, we forget about it because we want everything right now, and we
Yes,
stress ourselves to have that.
we forget about that, but we don't believe in that too, because it's hard work.
Yeah.
All right, even for somebody to breathe 10 seconds, it's difficult for them too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Hold the attention. Hold the attention.
Yeah, but unless you have a shock in your life that you're going to have a near-death experience, or you have been told that you have a problem, everyone comes to me is when the problem starts.
Of course.
Email come, I just died of breast cancer. What can I do? Oh, I wish I do the human energy. But my friend, when you were okay, why didn't you do it? I did tell you, right? Oh, please show me. I know I want to follow your video, my friend.
Yeah.
So when you have a shock, what I call wisdom, then you understand. Because if you see my book, I've been through many journeys.
It's very inspiring.
So I understand there's wisdom. You cannot learn wisdom. You got to experience it, right?
That's right.
Yeah, it's very hard for people, isn't it? It's like I watch somebody's fights. Like you were Mike Tyson. When you have the old master, you win all the time. When you have a young master, you lost. Why? No experience.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
So
true.
you need an experienced teacher, a true experienced teacher who teaches from the heart. It's very difficult in the 21st century.
Yeah. Like an authentic teacher. That's important.
Even China, we don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
It's been deleted by the communists for 60 years.
Yeah.
It's all commercial now. You know that. I know that, right?
Yeah.
So I wish one day we'll bring it back a little bit to the Chinese people to give them back some of the culture.
Well, I'm really glad that you offer what you offer, because even though people might not be able to see you in person, but through Meerkat or Periscope, people can now connect with what you teach and learn
I'm
the
very
mindful
happy with that.
breathing. I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that, because it was my long life dream to send a message to people, and with the internet and with the Meerkat, it does give me a platform to the world, which I'm very happy.
Yeah.
And for me, just to tell people how I feel about the world, the environment, the humanity, and everything. That's all. Because what more do I want now? Share my knowledge, my wisdom, and whatever. Because the next generation have to be successful.
Yeah.
If they're not successful, how are they going to solve the problem?
Yeah.
And through the mindful breathing, hopefully, they learn to calm the body and the mind, and understand nature and other things. Then they can send it to the next generation and the generation after. Then maybe we have a better chance to survive, in a better way.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
That's great.
And live a very joyful and compassionate human being.
Well, that's what everyone wants, and it's actually simple, but you have to practice it. You have to nurture it.
Unfortunately, there's no point talking about it.
You have to experience it.
You got to experience it, you got to practice it, and you got to spend time on it. And time is not a lot to ask, 10 seconds.
No, that's
If you don't have the 10 seconds, then I can't do anything.
You made it as
Right?
simple as possible.
Yeah.
So, well, before we come to an end, I have one question, or one personal question. Maybe you might have been asked it many times, but did you ever meet Bruce Lee?
Did I ever meet Bruce Lee?
Did you ever meet him?
Yeah, I shook his hand.
Okay.
I shook his hand. He's about my size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He's a normal person like me.
he just became famous,
I
or
don't know
he?
him. He wasn't that famous when he came to it. He was just starting to be.
Uh-huh.
He became phenomenal when he died, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's more physical, and that's why he ended in that way. So when we are young, when we have a wrong guidance, that's what happened. He's a phenomenal person, but sometimes we do need a good guidance, someone to tell us to stop.
Yeah.
This is wrong.
Yeah.
You must follow a little bit here.
Yeah.
And sometimes that is why it's important. When I started as a kid, I was a good listener because I listened. So it's important to teach our children, not just to teach them everything is wonderful, beautiful, Cinderella. No, teach them the normal thing, like what is life and how we struggle to put the food. Tell the kids there's nothing wrong with that. I think in the West we scared to tell the children, right? In the East, we tell them on the spot, look, it's not easy. Life is not easy. It's not that simple. So in the West, everything is jolly, everything is good, everything is wonderful. So they grow up thinking, so easy. But when they come to the real world,
It's hard.
tough,
Yeah.
and they give up.
Yeah.
Right?
So you got to
They
prepare
get
them. You
depressed.
got to prepare them.
Yeah. You
And
gotta
then they want to
prepare
take a
them.
pill. I mean, that's the thing. Then everyone wants an instant healing and take a pill to feel okay again. So
Well, I wish
that's-
them luck,
yeah.
but it's not for me.
That's
I haven't
not-
taken pills for all my life.
Yeah.
I don't take pills or herbs, anything.
Yeah.
Whether, nothing. So through breathing. Okay?
Well, thank you so much, Austin. I really appreciate your time.
Thank
and
you, yes.
For anyone who wants to connect with you, maybe you can share quickly how they can find you and what's the best way to connect and learn from you.
You can come from Meerkat, Austin Goh, or Periscope, or Black, or you can info me at info@austingoh.com, or
Okay.
austingoh.com, or YouTube. I'm on all these technology things. So Meerkat, I'm on every morning, England time, 7:30 to 8, mindful morning, body and mind harmony. See, and now in the evening, I do some classes to share with you guys. So anytime to tune into Meerkat, I'm there.
Thank you so much. I really, really
Thank you.
appreciate it. And
Okay.
good luck for you, and we'll connect more. I will definitely taking your classes more often.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Thank you for
Austin.
having me.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
thanks. Have a good
Bye-bye.
one.